Hello world, this is Edward Bevilacqua, the editor of La Voce magazine and vice president of the Italian American Club. I have the good pleasure of sitting here with Joe Javarian, the owner of Angelina's Pizza, which was voted the #1 pizza restaurant in Las Vegas 2 weeks ago. And Joe, thank you for taking the time to talk to us about your great restaurant. So tell me, and I know we're pressed for time and people are starting to come in for dinner and it's getting dark, but tell me your family roots. Where were you born?
Actually, I was born in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, Detroit. And how was that growing up?
Oh, it was great. I had a real good upbringing. Great community to come from, a lot of really, really good people. It was a good place. My dad came from the old country. It was a great place for him to settle down.
What did he do?
Actually, he was a tool and die maker.
Really?
And
okay.
He worked for the Big Three. He worked for Chrysler Corporation. So he came in the early 70s to the country, and it was a good place for him. The car companies were booming, and they were able to find work right away and get on their feet in this great country.
Okay. And but he spent some time in Italy. He and your mother.
He did. That's correct.
Okay. Did they ever talk about their time in Italy?
Oh yeah, they do. Of course they do. Yeah. My dad. One of the stories that he tells me a lot about is actually a time where he saw the Pope for the first time.
Oh.
Yeah. And they were carrying him, and they were bringing him through the community, and everybody was together. And he said it was just a time that he would never forget.
I see.
From being there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he must have been around Rome.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
And do they ever talk about the food?
Well, of course, everybody knows that Italian food's the best food.
Well,
there's no doubt about that.
And so, how old were you when you came over? Well, you came here in 2006.
Yeah, I came to Vegas in 2006. I was 25 years old at
25.
the time. Yeah.
So, well, tell me about it.
Yeah, I was 25 years old. I had just graduated college.
Where'd you go to school?
Western Michigan University.
Okay. So you didn't want to go to Detroit Mercy?
No. I was trying to get out of the Detroit.
Okay.
So I moved back to Detroit after college, and basically just wanted to try something new. Wanted to get out. Wanted to change the weather. Wanted
Did you have any restaurant experience?
At the time I didn't. At the time I did not.
What did you done?
Well, I had
cell phone business.
Actually, I had worked in the jewelry business. My uncle's a jeweler back there. When I was in college, I was a merchandiser for Edie's Dryers Ice Cream Company.
Oh, okay.
And then I had worked for Wells Fargo Financial, doing some mortgages.
Okay.
But at the time when I left, I had owned a young age, but I had a couple insurance agencies back there.
I see. Okay.
Just wanted a little change of pace, and I had family out here already.
Had you ever been here?
Oh yeah, many times.
So he's trying to say
the year before I came, I think I was in Vegas 5 times.
Okay.
That in 1 year, and
so you liked it?
Very much so.
What did you like about Las Vegas?
I like a few things. Obviously, the weather speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
The nightlife speaks for itself.
Yeah.
At the time, especially like I said, I was 25.
Sure. Of course.
Besides for that, I like the fact that Vegas really still kind of gives me like a big city, but it's still got a little bit of a small town feel to it.
Sure.
It's a different type of big city. Anybody who's not from here might not understand it, but I see people all the time that around customers and people I do business with, all types of different places. So it's nice. You have a nice sense of community.
Yeah. So about that point, so we have about 2 million people in the city of Las Vegas. But I think last year there was about 40 million people came here for business and pleasure.
I just heard that also.
So it's a small city of people who are always here, but then you have 40 million people coming in from elsewhere for a couple of days and bringing their culture.
Sure.
So in Detroit, is there a large Armenian community?
Yeah, there's a sizable community, about 30,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they live pretty much near each other? Or
there's three Armenian churches there actually, and the one there's very well known has built by Alex Manoogian, who's he was Masco Corporation. He was the person who started that. It has a 24 karat gold roof.
Wow.
and
It's not a small one.
no,
It's a big
it's a dome. You know,
Okay.
our Armenian churches are known for the domes. You know, we're strict Orthodox,
Right.
first Christians in the
Yeah,
world. You know,
absolutely.
so we take a lot of pride in that, and yeah, it's a sight to see. It's
Okay.
definitely nice to see.
So, Italian family, traditional Italian families have dinner together on Sunday night. Do Armenians do anything like that?
Absolutely, absolutely. We are very, very big on the dinners, and everyone knows in my house.
Is this
my
every
wife-
night or just like on Sunday?
You
or
know,
what?
it's usually once a week.
Okay.
Yeah, once a week on Sunday, whenever everyone's off work.
Okay.
And we get together, and it's quite an event every week because we don't mess around when it comes to the food, and we like to drink a little bit.
Okay.
Too.
So what is a typical Sunday dinner? Sunday meal?
You know, my wife makes probably anywhere from 3 to 4 different types of salad.
Okay.
Obviously, we got a couple different types of potatoes. You know, we like to do. We really like to do steaks.
Okay, like
you know,
barbecue?
fillets, ribeye. Yeah, we like to do that type of stuff a lot. And then we usually have one type of pasta, either
Okay.
you know, spaghetti or something
Sure.
like that.
Uh-huh. And what do they do in Armenia? Same thing? Or
Yeah,
do they
you know.
have lamb?
We're big lamb eaters. We do. You probably heard of dolma, which is big, which is stuffed grape leaves.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we're big on that. And really, we're known for our barbecue. You know, our you know, we do the pig, and you know, we're really big on that type of stuff. And we do like the kebabs and stuff like
Okay.
that. So that's a tradition.
Okay. So Armenians appreciate food, and it's important.
Oh, very important. It's very rare that you see Armenian that doesn't have a belly.
I thought that was genetic, but it's,
No, that's from all the cognac, vodka, and food that we eat.
I see. Okay. So you came here and you decide it's too cold in Detroit.
Pretty much.
There's not a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, Detroit was kind of trending down at the time. You know, we were getting ready to go into the recession, and obviously nobody knew that. And at the time, Vegas was still booming business-wise, and I wanted to change the pace. I figured I was young enough to where I figured that if I'm going to make a major life move, that's the time to do it.
Okay.
And
Did you drive or fly?
I drove straight through. Me and my younger brother,
Okay.
30 hours.
So how did you feel when you finally saw Las Vegas
Oh,
on
it
the
was a
horizon?
good feeling.
Okay.
It was a good feeling, and we got in during about 10 o'clock at night. So, you know,
It's just in time to shower
it
and
just
go park.
entices you right off the rip.
Yeah.
Once you see those lights, it's just like a breath of fresh air. For you.
Did you
So,
feel like this is my new home?
I did.
Not
I
like
did.
I'm going to see how it works out?
No, I really felt
This was-
committed
this
to it.
was
You know, I
ideal.
wanted to get out to the West Coast. You know, I have a lot of family in California and stuff. Too,
Like
so-
Burbank?
Glendale, Burbank, North
Okay,
Hollywood.
sure. All right.
Those 3 cities mainly.
Okay.
And so it was nice for me. I knew that they would be in driving distance and stuff, so I really felt pretty committed.
Okay. And how long did it take you to get into this business?
You know, I came out here with a goal of actually getting into this business. My cousin, who's actually still out here, he was already in the pizza business, and his uncle was in the pizza business, and much family actually is in the pizza business. So we came out here, and they were doing really well for themselves, and so I basically came out here looking, and that's when we met Tony and Jerry.
Okay. You tell me.
Two brothers from New Jersey,
Uh-huh.
and they had been out here since the late 70s,
Okay.
early 80s, and they've owned a bunch of pizza places too. They were getting a little older. They had one place at the time, and they kind of took me and my brother under their wing, and we bought the first place. There was one location at the time, and they really they dedicated to teaching us the real Italian way to make dough.
I
Make
see.
pasta al dente, and we perfected our sauces, which we make from scratch every day still today.
And so was that a big thing for him? Is you got to make the sauce right?
Yeah, our marinara sauce and of course our pizza sauce is something that we take a lot of pride
Well,
into.
obviously,
Yeah.
considering the award you got.
Thank you.
So they must have felt it was worth investing their energy in you guys.
Yeah, they were, like I said, they were 2 brothers, and I was out here with my brother. So I think they took a little bit of liking to
You
that.
cared, so they cared about you.
Absolutely, and like I said, one of the brothers is still with us. Still helps us out at one of our locations here in the valley still, and he's like the uncle of this company, you know. And I call him Uncle Jerry because he's a part of my family.
Okay. And so taking pride in what you do is important.
Oh, absolutely. Just that when you do something, you got to do it well.
Yeah.
That's something that I grew up. My dad and my grandfather instilled in me. That's one thing. If I do something, I either do it all out or I don't do it at all. And it was my goal was to be a household name when it came to pizza in this city.
Well, you're doing that, and as to the point about doing things well, some of the guys I talk to, like, do you do business with Southern Wine?
Yes, we do.
So do you know Mike Severino?
I've met him, yes.
Okay, so we interviewed Mike a couple of weeks ago and we were talking about this. And one of the things that came up was, what is different about Italian culture than others? And we agreed that one of the things about Italians is they do things till they exceed expectations. So like designing a car, they just don't have what do we need to do? What's the cheapest car we can make? Fiat's are nice looking cars. Then you get into Ferrari, Maserati,
Lamborghini, absolutely.
And clothing, the same type of thing. And the way you're talking, it seems, you obviously have that same thing. It's not just, like some of these low-end pizza places, it's, what's the least we can do? What's the lowest quality ingredients we can do? It's, what's the best we can do?
And that, you hit something on. It's, obviously we've grown to 6 locations today, and I feel blessed, and I thank the Lord for that. But it took a lot of, when people say blood, sweat, and tears, I really can relate to that because I've burned myself on these ovens more than anybody knows. And I've sweat in that kitchen because it gets hot, especially in our biggest summers, as you can probably imagine.
Yeah.
And I've shed tears because, and it was tough in the beginning. It was tough. It wasn't just a clear road.
Like a rock.
People always say it was the best road taken, I guess, is always jagged, I guess.
Yeah, well, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
That's true. And one thing I never sheered away from is that I always said that our product has to be top of the line. And when I say that, I mean that about all our products. I believe in my heart that we make, if not the best, one of the best Philly cheesesteaks in the city.
Really?
I really believe that, and I hear it all the time.
Okay.
Customers are constantly telling us that. I believe our burgers, we use a true brand certified Angus beef burger. Our burgers, we get so many compliments. I had a customer say they wanted to call a TV show out for a burger, and we weren't known for our pizzas. So, just
what
like
was the other one you said, lasagna, that you would put up against anybody?
Yeah, our lasagna I'll put up against the best, the finest dining Italian restaurant in the city because lasagna is supposed to be made a certain way, and I believe we make it that way.
Okay. And that's saying a lot because we have a lot of great restaurants.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you're taking anything away from them. Yeah. All I'm saying is that ours is up there too. Our lasagna is handmade from scratch. And the meats that we use inside of it, obviously I can't tell you guys all the blend,
of course,
but with the seasonings and everything. But I'll tell you what, I've never heard one bad thing, and I've had the company for 10 years.
Well, I usually order a pizza to take home. Did you think I should get a pizza or something else?
Why don't you take a pizza and something else?
Well, whatever.
Why don't you take a small pizza and now I'm trying to think, should I tell you pizza Philly or the lasagna?
I have 2 girls that are in high school.
You have 2 girls that are in high school. So why don't you and 2 girls, why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and get you 14-inch pizza so you guys can try the pizza. I'll have them do lasagna and split it for you because our portions are pretty big too.
Okay.
It's probably feed 2 or 3 at least.
Trying for them not to.
Okay, and then we'll just do a Philly too.
Okay.
That way you'll get a taste test of everything, and you can attest to it all yourself too.
Well, I appreciate that. So, what are the plans for the future?
Well, at this point, I guess we're trying to maximize our capabilities with what we have now. We're trying to, like I said, we put a lot of time behind our logo, our brand. I'm a guy, I was a marketing major in school.
Okay.
So I believe a lot in brand recognition and branding. So I'm trying to, like I said, make an Angelina synonymous with pizza in the valley. We've spread ourselves out pretty well that we think that we can service a good percentage of the households here in the valley. We have an east side location, we have a Henderson location, we have a west side location. We now have a northwest location, and we have a kind of a central location by the UNLV campus. We still have a couple other pockets that I think we could get to where we could really help service all of the valley. So probably a couple more stores here in the valley would be the goal. And unfortunately, the Riviera Hotel and Casino, after their great 60-year run, has been bought out, and they're going to be closing here in May 4th. And we have a location in there. We're in their food court. So now my real next goal is to start looking for another strip location, because I like to take care of the 40 million tourists that you talked about earlier. I like to be able to service them too. So,
well, speaking of food courts, are you familiar with Fifth Avenue Restaurant Group?
I can't say that I am.
So they're these guys.
Oh, okay.
So they have 50 restaurants,
right,
and a lot of the places. And I saw them last night. They just opened another Trattoria Reggiano in Summerlin.
Oh, very nice.
But he said, Ed, at the Venetian, there was just so many people that go through there. He said, and they had a Haagen-Dazs, and they said the rents are too high. You can't make it with ice cream because people go in, they buy ice cream. You go in for a hamburger, you get a hamburger, you get a drink, you get fries, and you can get $15. But he said you can't get $15 for ice cream.
Right.
And so they took out the Haagen-Dazs and they are putting in a thing called Prime Burger.
I'm familiar with that brand, yeah.
Okay.
In Chicago, I go out to Chicago quite a bit too.
So. Okay. And so he said that the quantity of people that go through those places is incredible.
Yeah, that's true.
And it turns over all the time. So
it's a lot of people. Yeah, when the strip is pumping, it's pumping.
Yeah, but what I got from him is that the rents are just unbelievable.
They are definitely. So you gotta have the right price point. I don't know yet. I don't really. I've just started talking to some places, but obviously can't go public with that. But the rents they're up there, and that's why you just got to find. You want to make sure you take care of the customer too, sure. But you gotta make the price point match the product. And when you're on prime real estate like the Strip of Las Vegas, unfortunately you have to charge a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Yeah, quite a bit more than maybe we have to do the rest of the valley.
But that's where the people are.
Exactly.
And if you can do it right. So with Frank Donato, what they started doing was coming up with their own brand. So first they had Nathan's Hot Dog.
Right.
And they got in there, and then they got Haagen-Dazs, and they said, you know what? It would be easier for us, instead of buying franchises, if we create our own brand and have more of the restaurants in the food court. And
smart move.
So
it's like a baby Aramark, I guess, because
the guy, when he got out of the Army, he worked for ARA.
Yeah.
That was where he learned how to do it. He did
they do a good job.
Yeah.
I read their revenue numbers from last year, so they're doing something right.
Yeah. So there's, as I say to people, even though technology is changing and there's going to be driverless cars and all kinds of things in the future, the one good news is people are still going to eat.
Right.
And they're going to want good food.
We've said that all along.
Let's say I was going to meet you originally. I think you suggested the place on Charleston.
Yes,
is that right?
Correct. Yeah.
So what's that one like?
That one is that's our original location. Our very first location was on Charleston. That's not the same address because the original location was a real, authentic New York style. You walk in, literally there's 5 feet in front of you is a countertop, and 3 feet behind that is. And just so we're clear, we do brick ovens only. For our pizzas, we don't use any of the conveyors and anywhere. Which, us brick oven guys like to make fun of that kind of stuff. Nothing bad to say. I'm sure there's some good pies that come out of some conveyors, but we stay true to the brick.
So you needed more space.
Yeah, it was real small. We didn't have any dine-in, and so we opened up this location for a little further down Charleston, and we had just remodeled it recently. And that one's more
That's at Charleston and what?
Charleston and Sloan, actually. There's in the Albertson Shopping Center.
Okay.
We're next to Putter's Bar and Grill,
Okay.
and it's a little farther east of Nellis, actually. If you keep going on Charleston, towards Sunrise
So
Mountain,
that's-
right by
okay, so-
Sunrise Mountain. It's
so
really
that's
the
out
east
there.
side, yeah.
Oh.
But
What's
yeah,
the
it's-
closest one to? We're downtown.
So-
Fremont and 7th is where we are.
Actually,
that might
Fremont
be-
7th, that's the one that would deliver there, believe it or not, Charleston. Because Charleston, yeah, because you go up in Eastern, then
Okay.
Fremont's right there. So,
Okay.
yeah, we deliver down there.
Okay. And is that the closest one?
I think so. Eastern's not that far away either. Eastern
And how far
Tropic,
west did you go from the freeway? Just Decatur?
Decatur right now is the furthest west, and then of course we have Cheyenne and Cimarron, but on the northwest side.
okay. Yeah, I see that.
We used to have another one over off by Fort Apache and Russell, but unfortunately that one wasn't doing as well, and it seemed a little too close to our Decatur location.
I
so
see. Okay.
That's why we shut that down.
Yeah. And what do you think of these? Have you been to the Pizza Rock?
Actually, believe it or not, I haven't.
Okay.
I eat next door at Triple George quite a bit.
Okay.
And I've been meaning to stop in there. And believe me, I try all types of I like to, I'm always looking to learn.
How about Santabella?
I've had Santabella, of course. I love
It's a
the
totally different
Napoleon,
experience.
yeah. And I like that style personally
But
myself.
the whole thing is it's for a different type of person.
Yeah, and in Pizza Rock, I'm impressed. I mean, obviously they also were the we were the customers' pick, we were the readers' pick for Best of Las Vegas this year, and they got the editors' pick for the review journal. So they were also best pizza too with this.
What was amazing to me when I went there, the one down at Green Valley, was
That when I was there last, it wasn't open. Otherwise, I
just
would have.
opened, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I went the second time I got there.
Gotcha.
But you have the menu and it says, okay, well this pizza's in our 900-degree oven.
Yeah.
And this pizza's in the 700-degree oven. And this pizza's in the 600-degree oven. And I never
I read that
me-
too. And quite frankly, that itself is what interests me so
Okay.
greatly. I really want to get down there, and I'd probably order all three. Even though I won't really eat it all, I
Yeah,
definitely
just
want to
see
try.
the- that would be the way
it's
to do it.
interesting.
That would be the
I know
way to
how
do
we
it side
do
by
it.
side.
And ours is more of a real, what we like to New Jersey or New York style pizza.
Okay.
What would be authentic to them is what we believe we have.
Those are more of like gourmet pizzas, right?
I think so.
I mean, that's what they,
That's what I would say.
as
But
opposed to,
I'm sure it's good. I mean, I've heard a lot of good things about it. So.
well, it's, at La Voce, our thing is we want to get the people before they come to Las Vegas. We want to position Las Vegas as, there's so many good restaurants here, so you can't go wrong. And
Yeah, this is one good place to come to eat, to see some shows. I mean, it doesn't get better than this. Some of the best restaurants in the world are here. So
yeah,
so we have a standard to live up to. That's for sure.
so maybe with the Italian American Club, we can promote an event. So one night, just do everything we can to
That would be great. I would really appreciate it, and anything I can do to reciprocate that, anything I can do to help out in any way,
well,
that'd be excellent.
keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
That's it. And,
Yeah, the Italian flavor is what we promote. We really, our best customers, they come over. We have a lot of customers that are from Italy, from New York,
Sure.
authentic, and they're happy with our product, and that makes me feel like we're doing something right.
When you go out to eat, where do you go? Do you go to Italian restaurants?
I do. Every now and then we'll go to Maggiano's.
Okay. How about Nora's? Have you ever been there?
Actually, that's on Decatur, yeah.
That's on.
Jones or Decatur, one of those two, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Flamingo.
Just recently,
Nora's.
Nora's, yeah. I haven't been there yet,
Okay.
but I've heard about
So
it. And
it's
I've heard really
one
good
of the
things.
oldest
Yeah.
Italian
Go to
restaurants.
Hugo's Cellar
Okay.
quite a bit, actually. I really like that place. We go to Venetian quite a bit.
Sure.
Those are probably the
Which
top
side of town
places.
do you live on?
My house now is over on the southwest side, Robindale and Rainbow area.
Okay, got it. So Do you ever go to the Bootlegger?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, it's funny you said that. Just on a little side note, one of the locations that I operate today was the old Bootlegger.
Really?
Well, the one on Tropicana and Eastern, that was my second location. That's the original Bootlegger.
Wow.
And so there's a lot of stories and a lot of history in that kitchen. And the kitchen, obviously, we've revamped it quite a bit, but it's the lineup hasn't changed. You know, I mean, the hoods are still in the same spot and everything like that. So when we opened that location, we felt like we were bringing a lot of history. You know, we felt like we had to do a good job because we know how important the Bootlegger was to the Italian American culture here in the late 70s or 80s. You know, some really important people dined at that restaurant. You know? And of course, they still have the one, and I go to the one on South Las Vegas Boulevard quite a bit actually. So,
have you ever met Lorraine Hunt?
No, I haven't met her actually, and a lot of people that I know too know her, and we haven't had a chance to meet.
Okay, well, I see her at the club once every week or every 2 weeks, and I will tell
Let her know. I'd love to meet her and actually talk a little bit. I want to hear some stories about that place because I've heard a lot already.
Yeah, she has a lot of stories because she was an entertainer, and then she became a lieutenant governor, and she's still very involved in the restaurant association, lobbying things.
Yeah, I would anytime.
She writes for La Voce, but she didn't last month because of Carson City. All over.
Yeah, she'll be right in the elections.
So, you know, Joe, this has been great. You've convinced me you're Italian.
Yeah, definitely. In my heart, yes.
Yeah, so, and you know, we are going to do everything we can to support you. And if you're going to open another place, you know, we want to give notice to our members through the Voce, through the magazine, and try to do a lot to, you know, help you make it successful and end up with whatever your dreams are.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.